Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of WWE and talking about something that fans don't always see, the backstage drama. We all know wrestlers fight in the ring, but sometimes the biggest battles happen behind the scenes. Yes, I'm talking about WWE wrestlers who had huge backstage heat. These are the superstars who didn't just make headlines in the ring, but also caused chaos backstage. Some of these stories are shocking, some are funny, and some are downright crazy. So let's jump right in. Number 1. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is called the Big Dog and is one of WWE's top stars today, but not everyone liked him behind the scenes. When he first returned in 2020 after a break due to illness, some wrestlers and fans felt WWE was pushing him too hard too fast. They said he was getting top spots while other talent was being overlooked. This caused tension backstage because some wrestlers felt they weren't getting a fair chance. Despite the heat, Roman proved himself in the ring, and today he is one of WWE's biggest draws. Number 2. John Cena. John Cena is a legend, but during his early WWE career, he wasn't exactly the most liked person backstage. Some wrestlers said Cena could be stubborn about his matches, insisting on doing things his way. He also had a hero complex, always wanting to be the top guy and making sure his character looked perfect. This caused some friction with other wrestlers who wanted creative freedom. Over time, Cena learned to balance his opinions with teamwork, but the early years were full of backstage heat. Number 3. The Rock. The Rock is one of the most famous wrestlers ever, but he also had his share of backstage drama. Early in his career, some of the older wrestlers didn't trust him or felt he was being given opportunities too quickly. Dwayne Johnson was confident and outspoken, which rubbed some people the wrong way. He also had big ego clashes with other wrestlers, leading to heated arguments behind the scenes. Of course, his talent and charisma eventually won everyone over, and he became a true superstar. Number 4. Randy Orton. Randy Orton is a third-generation wrestler, but that didn't stop him from having backstage heat. Early in his career, he had problems with other wrestlers because of his attitude. He could be disrespectful to trainers and veterans, and he sometimes ignored advice. Orton also had multiple suspensions for breaking WWE rules, which didn't help his reputation. Despite all this, his talent in the ring kept him in the spotlight, and he eventually matured into one of WWE's most respected stars. Number 5. Ric Flair. The legendary Nature Boy Ric Flair was famous for his charisma and wrestling skills, but he was also known for causing backstage problems. Flair loved attention and sometimes clashed with other wrestlers over match finishes, pay, and spotlight time. He was also known to party hard, which caused some issues in locker rooms. Many wrestlers respected him because of his talent, but some feared his ego and the heat he could bring if things didn't go his way. Number 6. CM Punk. CM Punk is one of the most talented wrestlers of his generation, but he was also one of the most controversial. Punk famously walked out of WWE in 2014 because of creative frustrations and backstage heat. He was outspoken about management decisions and often clashed with executives over storylines and wrestler treatment. Punk's honesty and passion for wrestling earned him respect from some, but it also made him a target of backstage friction. His legendary pipe bomb promo is still talked about today because it exposed much of WWE's backstage drama. Number 7. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a beast in the ring, but he also created tension backstage. Lesnar only works a limited schedule, and some wrestlers were upset because they had to carry storylines around him. He's also known for being very private and not socializing much with other talent, which created friction. Despite this, WWE management loved him because he draws huge money and main event crowds, so backstage heat didn't stop him from being a top star. The Miz. The Miz is a modern WWE superstar who has had a lot of success, but he also earned backstage heat early in his career. When he first arrived, some wrestlers didn't like his arrogant attitude and how he constantly promoted himself. Miz's confidence sometimes came across as cocky, which annoyed veterans. Over time, he learned to respect the locker room more, but those early years gave him a reputation for being a heat magnet backstage. 9. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a talented wrestler, but his rise to stardom caused some backstage tension. Rollins was very ambitious and wanted top spots, which sometimes clashed with other wrestlers' plans. Additionally, during his early NXT and main roster days, some veterans thought he was being pushed too quickly. Despite the heat, Rollins proved he could handle the main event scene and is now considered one of WWE's best in-ring performers. 10. Triple H. Triple H, or The Game, is a legend both in and out of the ring, but he wasn't always liked backstage. During the early 2000s, Triple H was a top star and heavily involved in creative decisions. Some wrestlers felt he had too much control and could bully others into following his plans. His backstage heat was mainly because of power struggles and politics. Over time, Triple H became respected for helping develop new talent, but the early years were definitely tense for some wrestlers. Honorable mentions. There are many wrestlers who had backstage heat but didn't quite make the top 11. Wrestlers like Hulk Hogan, Chris Jericho, and Batista also had tense moments behind the scenes. Backstage heat doesn't always mean a wrestler is bad. It often happens when talent is ambitious, outspoken, or wants to stand out. WWE is a high-pressure environment, and drama is almost guaranteed. Why backstage heat happens. Backstage heat in WWE can happen for many reasons. Personality clashes, some wrestlers just don't get along. Creative disagreements, wrestlers may want different match outcomes. Ego and ambition, some wrestlers want the spotlight more than others. Rule breaking, suspensions, partying, or ignoring protocols can create tension. Favoritism, when management pushes one wrestler, others can feel overlooked. It's important to remember that wrestling is a mix of athleticism, entertainment, and politics. Heat backstage doesn't always reflect a wrestler's skill. It often shows their passion and desire to succeed. Lessons from backstage drama. Backstage heat also teaches us some lessons. Even the best wrestlers face challenges behind the scenes. Handling conflict professionally can make a difference in long-term success. Ambition can create tension, but talent usually wins respect eventually. WWE is about teamwork, and clashes are part of the business. Fans often only see the finished product on TV, but the real drama happens off-camera. These stories make WWE even more fascinating because they show that wrestling isn't just about matches, it's about personalities, power, and passion. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed learning about 11 WWE wrestlers who had huge backstage heat, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below which superstar surprised you the most. WWE is full of stories, and the backstage drama is just as exciting as the matches we see on TV.